What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Serie A career mode. It is episode number 24, coming on the back of our second loss in our first four league games at home to Lecce. Now we got Real Madrid away to Bernabeu. Yeah, talk about a tough follow-up. Match days 1, 2 and 3 coming today at the Champions League group stage in what I'm calling a group of death. Come on, it is. You got the last two finalists last year in real life, and Porto that have won it twice. We'll have matches 1, 2 and 3, plus loads of big league games. I'm going to try and finish up with Monza at home in our final game of October. So there's loads to get through. We're cracking straight on. It is this, our Champions League debut. The team that's won it more times than any other, and last year's winners in real life in their own backyard. If we can't beat Lecce at home, I'm not sure we've got much chance of this one. But kick it off, Real Madrid away in our Champions League debut group of death. Forza Udinese, let's go do it. Put off a shock. And the big decision for the game is not just personnel, a couple of big changes to the lineup, but mainly in setup, formation. I've pushed my wide midfielders back to wing backs. I'm just going to try and keep it tight for as long as I can and try and keep the clean sheet for as long as I can as well. These are the games here where, you know, we discussed this in the last episode. We should be beating Lecce, Monza, Como, whatever, but in these sort of games here, this obviously being our Champions League debut, just take a point. 19 minutes in. If there is a chance to build something, we'll do that. But really, it's not doing things like that. You know, passing needs to be short. It needs to be to feet. We need to play at a slow tempo, as Vinny is denied by Fatos, and that is how we're going to see out a point in this game. I'm not even thinking about trying to get a win. Maybe if we're lucky, we might get one chance, but really, just try and grind out that 0-0. Yeah, it's one of my all-time favourite sayings, and you've heard me repeat it many times throughout this FC year, and that is, know where you are. Know where you are. You know, and on a personal level, I'm kind of going through something similar at the moment right now, where I'm being a little bit ambitious, and I'm thinking, oh, maybe I could go and do this and do that. Know where you are, Doxy boy. And know where you are, Udinese. We're not ready for that yet. I'm not ready for that yet. And Udinese aren't ready for this yet. Right before the break, it was going to come at some point. Vinicius with the finish. And the deadlock broken. Real Madrid in front. I still can't believe the board said, as Gashi tips over that Jude Bellingham header, reached the quarter-final. Guys, seriously? Know where you are. Know where we are, guys. Come on, we're not ready for that yet. We're not ready for the last 8, not even the last 16 of the Champions League group stage. We'll be lucky to get through the group, guys. I'll do my best. I'll do my best to grind us through in second place. That's the best I can do in our debut season with this team and the small budget you gave me at the start of the season. I'll do my best, but got to be realistic. William Saliba, the ex-gunner, makes it 2 of half an hour to go. That is that. Empty the bench, boys. Match day 1 is going to end in an L. Called it the group of death, and I stand by it. Who tougher to face in the Champions League than the side that's won it more times than anyone else? And when you factor in Dortmund and Porto's prestige, little Udinese now look like a minnow. Yep, any chance of getting through this group has already taken a big blow on the first game. Taught a lesson by the most decorated Champions League team of all time. We ain't at this level yet. Quarterfinals, bud. I'll be lucky to grind us through the group. And after 3 defeats in our first 5 games in all competitions, it's safe to say Season 4 has not started the way we hoped. Let's try and bounce back in the next one. Following contest United away on the back of back-to-back losses, aims to get back to winning ways. Forza Udinese. The Slovenian Novak starting CAM in this game as well. You know, with all the young players we've had through the academy, with a lack of squad depth for this year, yeah, I think now's the time for a couple of them to get chances. That's why I was tempted to recall that lad out on loan at Wolves right now. It's grown to 79 overall. But the problem is Gashi plays a loaded through ball, and Lucas should get his first of the season and does. Well, we talked about it. The man had just got the assist. How's he developed his game so quickly since he came out of the academy? By being loaned out. That stint in Germany saw him grow, I think it was 7 or 8 ratings in a single year. And so I often say this, I don't like to give too much advice on how to get better at the game, so I don't think I'm that good of a player. But if I was to give a little bit of advice when it comes down to youth development, I do believe, as Novak almost got his first goal for us, loaning your players out will always be preferable to starting them. I know it seems a little bit counterintuitive to loan a player out and you plan to start them, but in terms of quick growth, it just seems the best way to do it. And again, the Super Gash Bros is just the best example of that, really. As Fatos makes a good save there. He's been our #1 Fatos since he came out of the academy. And yet he's had consistent growth, but slow growth. He's 75 overall, and yet his brother is 80 overall and about to turn 81. You know, even though Fatos, you would say, since coming out of the academy, well, he has played more games for us as our #1, and he hasn't done anything wrong. Past 2 years, he's been second in the race for the Golden Glove, and yet his bro has surpassed him in terms of growth, mainly because of that stint in Germany. Do you know the leveler? 1-1. It's going to be 2 wins in 6, and oh my goodness, 4 losses in 6. Udinese, to start the season, are getting embarrassed. 3 straight losses. How on earth do the board think we can be back in the top 4 and reach the quarterfinals of the Champions League? No chance. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's early doors, but already 5 games in with 5 points off the top 4, with 3 losses on the board. I mean, this is not boding well for our chance of being in the top 4. Only positive is that it's so early on into the season. I often say it, there's so much time to turn the tide. The most important thing, though, is you start right now. What's that great saying? Best time to plant a tree was 10 years ago. Second best time is now. So let's do that. Let's plant the seeds of growth and victory following game Atalanta at home. Forza Udinese. Don't get me wrong, I knew this was going to be a tough start to the season, with the expectations increasing, probably the most they have since the save began, from one season to another. And the small budget we were working with too, but I think I just underestimated the challenge a little bit. Like, I knew it was going to be tough, I just didn't think it would be this tough. I think the small squad is definitely proven to be one of the big problems too. Simone, you've got to finish that, son! Come on, it starts now. It starts now. Plant the seed. Man, it's been a poor start to the season so far, especially defensively. So I think that, with that being the case, only 1 clean sheet to begin the campaign, I believe. Or is it 2? 1 or 2. Even so, not a lot. We're going to need another goal. And this man says, don't worry about it, Gaffer. I've got it. I've got it. Simone Profundi doubles up before the break, and Udinese surely returning to winning ways. That's a great cross that was, Apacosta, and Edison. Edison's header, I didn't think it was that great, but the Brazilians still managed to find the back of the net. I think Fatos will want that one back, slow to get down. And Atalanta right back in this one. Oh, no. Last chance. Last chance. Watch the through ball. Edison. Gashi this time. Redeems himself. Pushes it behind. And that save might ensure we will save all 3 points as well. Jeremy Pino's delivery headed on. And there's Gashi once again to tip it over the crossbar. Fatos with 2 big saves late. Just got to defend this final corner. Jeremy Pino, and it goes. And there it is. That should do it surely. Yep, Zielinski clears. Yes. And Udinese cling on. Man, oh man, that sums it up, man, honestly. A 2-goal lead heading into the second half at home. We almost bottled it towards the end. 3 straight losses ends here in Udine, courtesy of the #1. Might have been a fault for the goal, but the big saves ensure we hold on for the 3 points after Profundi's brace in the first half. Massive win. Right then, let's try and build on that following contest. Juve away in Turin, 100% to start the season off. 6 wins in 6. Last year, only missed out on the top 4 because we wouldn't let them get ahead of us. So, they're looking for revenge this year. Not just be a Champions League team, but to be champions of Italy. Taking on the Town, the best record in the Serie to start the season off away from home. Gonna need something special to put out in the bag here, but Forza Udinese. So I've been asked a few times about my opinions on 2K possibly making a football game. As a big basketball fan, you know, I used to play NBA 2K back in the day. I ain't got the time for it nowadays, unfortunately. Plus, I'm rubbish. It's a little from column A, a little from column B. But I've been asked my opinions on this. Listen, anything that brings more parity to the market is a good thing. EA have been dominating the football market for a long time now. A wonderful build up this, and GG! Put Udinese in front. So anything that adds more parity to the market is a good thing. But one thing that I think will really hamper 2K's chances of being competitive with EA is the fact that licensing is such a big deal if we're not talking about Ultimate Team. For example, people are excited for 2K's ability to make the single-player game so fun to play. I mean, you know, my career was always my favourite game mode on NBA 2K, and so as Vlahovic hits the post, having a cool kind of open world, my career, oh, great finish. For a football game would be fantastic, but the licensing needs to be there. You know, we've seen recently with the Serie in FC, I mean, we just had, you know, Bergamo Calcio, otherwise known as Atalanta. If you're playing on console and there's nothing you can do to take away the lack of teams with licensing, it does make things a lot less immersive, and it does make things a lot less fun. So, for example, if we have Manchester Red, Manchester Blue, Arsenal Red, Arsenal White, London Red, London White, London Blue, so on and so forth, it is going to detract from the quality of the game. So we're thinking obviously long term here, but it's anything that adds more competition to the market is good. But 2K will need to get the licensing, otherwise they're going to struggle to compete, in my opinion. Yeah, for PC players, it's not an issue at all because it's Camavinga flips the script and Juve go from behind to in front. And for PC players, it's not an issue at all because you've got various different patches and mods you can use. I've seen what people playing on PC can do with FC career mode and FIFA career mode before this year, and it's awesome. Like, it's really, really awesome. There's some cool modders in the community that I've spoken to. It's really, really cool. And if I ever had the money for a proper gaming PC, Lord knows I'd love to try it myself. So yeah, for PC players it wouldn't affect them, but you got to remember that for a lot of players, particularly casual players that play on console, that would be a big issue, not having the licensing. Anyway, what a start to the game here. It's 2-1, but there's definitely more goals to come tonight. Like that. Xhaka comes out. Well done, mate. Buffon, I see you. Kwame, I see you. Just kept his footing, just kept his balance, and Christian Kwame, I've started him again. I've started him just as many times as Lorenzo this season. Luca's got me 1, Kwame's now got me 4 or 5, I think it is now. What a start for the number 9, the Ivorian on the brink of leaving. I said, no, stay, I'll give you more game time this year, I've been as good as my word. And he is repaying the faith, man. He's bossing it. Well, we were very brave tonight. And you know the saying, fortune favours the brave. It definitely does. We get the reward, which is a point, back-to-back games without a loss, and the first team to stop Juve from winning all season long. That is a solid performance and a solid result as well. Starting to build on things now. And now, let's see if we can get our first win in Europe in the Serie. Yet following contest match day 2 of the Champions League group stage. And I think this is the game, really, which is the most important of the 6. Porto at home in what you call the most winnable of the 5 fixtures. If we are to scrape it through, with no disrespect to the Portuguese side, I think we need to beat them back-to-back. First here in Udine and away at Dragao. First one here in Italy. Forza Udinese. I often say that with life. It's all about perspective. Are you glass half full or glass half empty? I used to be always glass half empty. In fact, scratched out was basically glass completely empty, even when there was half of it remaining. I used to have such a negative mindset, and if I'm being honest here, at my default, I still do. My default state is to catastrophize and think everything is terrible. But I'm trying to work on it. It's like a muscle. I am trying to work on it and get stronger at being more positive. As Lorenzo Luca is denied early, and we're still tied at 0-0. But a win here, and then I will definitely start to think more positive. 2 wins in 3, our first win in Europe. Yep, a win here will do us the world of good to our mindset and our chances of qualification. L1R1, L2R2. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Xhaka puts us in front. Look at Xhaka's energy, man. He is absolutely gassed. But he's a warrior. He really is. He's not just a cheat code, but he's a warrior, man. This dude literally just refuses to take a breather. He's like Pepe. He's not ready. He's just constantly out there. Unfortunately, to the detriment of the team in that occasion. 1-1, Porto back on level terms. Zielinski's ball. Headed away. Lorenzo, you've got to win that, son. Yeah, win him. And it was Serie. Oh, good save. Almost catching the keeper out there. 10 seconds of normal time in the half. God knows why I'm giving instructions to my backup goalkeeper, but never stop learning, keeps. As we're tied at 1-1. Go on, towards the cheat code again. L1R1, L2R2. Chaka! 2 in the same game. L1R1, L2R2. Up, down, left, right. Up, down, left, right. Triangle, circle, X square. Triangle, circle, X square. Whatever combination you want. Chaka! With a brace in the first half. You love to see it. Yeah, we've got zero chance of... Hold on. Oh, Luke, you took way too... Oh, that's fine, mate. Don't worry about it. He took way too long to go to the left, but in the end, he knew what he was doing. He's not been our top scorer the past 2 years for nothing, Doxy boy. Come on, son. Any chance of getting through this group hinged us winning match day 2. Even the conclusion of this, still 66% of the group remaining, doesn't matter. If we couldn't win what was the most winnable fixture of the 5, we'd have zero chance. Massive win in our first ever in the Champions League, definitely on the cards now. And it might get even better. Zielinski. Oh, should have made it 4. Well, listen, I still think our chance of making it through is incredibly unlikely, but the chance has increased, if only slightly on the back of that win. Our first victory in Europe since the save started on match day 2 against Porto. I think we can beat them in Dragao as well, but the real question is, can we get anything against Borussia Dortmund? They're off to the best start with 4 points on the board, and us and Real Madrid only separated by the head-to-head record. A third of the way through, yeah, we haven't embarrassed ourselves yet. Still a long way to go, you never know. So, just converted Oscar Dorley to left midfield. We'll work on getting that attacking work rate up to high first and see how much further we can develop his game now that he's an official LM. Following contests and the games, to be fair, aren't getting any easier. No losses in 3, 2 wins in 3, but this is going to be a really tough game to extend the unbeaten run. The champions, Inter Milan, at home. Forza Udinese. I do wonder what it will take for us to be title contenders, because don't get me wrong, we'll get there. Like, we will get there, I know that, but I'm not sure what the piece would be that kind of takes us to the next level, if that makes sense. I mean, because I think as a squad, again, we're getting better year after year. Young team continues to develop nicely. Oh, Joji, what a ball! But yeah, I think we're probably missing like a superstar. Do you know what I mean? That's the thing. We haven't really got a superstar in this team, which in a way is kind of nice, not being so reliant on one player like we were in the Fulham career mode with Thijs Terlinga. But I think sometimes you need that. Do you know what I mean? Like it's great to be a collective, but sometimes you need that one player that is the proper out and out superstar. You know. At the moment we haven't quite got that. There's, oh, Georgie, says Gaffer. Do we not? Not me? No? Maybe. Maybe in time, but not right now. Still 0-0. But that first goal is coming here. Easy. Martinez. Oh, what a finish. 90 overall. Argentine. Class finish. One of the best strikers in career mode, and has been for a few good years now. What a baller on his day, honestly. Dear, oh dear. But it just goes to show you the difficulty of Ultimate, and we often say it. What makes Ultimate so difficult? Well, you might need 3, 4, 5 chances to get a goal. The AI need 1. And they've just taken it, and they might go 2-0 up. Martinez for his second. It's as clinical as it can get. I mean, it's literally right in the corner. Fatos, absolutely no chance there. JG to Keita. And was there not even an advantage played there? Ref, are you serious? Are you serious, girl? Like that, clearly there was a... What? Oh, Martin is on for a first half hat-trick. He's got it. I have been absolutely destroyed by an Argentine. This is a massacre in Udine. He scored 3 in 45 minutes. Georgie got something with him. And Dorley down the left with Kwame running down that flank. Back inside to Oscar. Oh, what a save. There's Bono has been tremendous out there. The Moroccan with another great save. While Xhaka heads in the corner, man, he's recaptured his form. He's recaptured his form. It's 3 goals in 2 for Xhaka. He's back amongst it now. Well, Xhaka might have got his 3rd goal in 2 games, but this guy's 3 goals in 1 half ensures Inter come through with a win. Head up, head up. Not going to get too disappointed about that, man. Yes, the unbeaten run ended after 3, but it's Inter Milan, the champions. They're the best team in the country right now. 4 losses in the lead to start the season off already. It's been a tough start to the season. So on the back of that defeat, let's bounce back. Following contest, Sassuolo away. Forza Udinese. To be fair, when you look at the defeats we've had this season, with the exceptions of Lecce and Genoa, okay, don't get me wrong, they were poor defeats. AC Milan away. Last year's champions Inter Milan. If you're talking about Europe, Real Madrid away at the Bernabeu. I mean, you know, granted, it's not exactly been great form, but you've got to take the difficulty of the games into account as well. Losses are losses, yes. Lorenzo's just gone down. I did wonder, I just paused for a second, I did wonder, kept my eyes on him. Losses are losses, and don't get me wrong, it's disappointing, but the difficulty of the opponents is certainly worth considering. But that's Lorenzo down, and probably with a 3-month injury as well. We have not had a single broken toe since the save began, I think. That might well be the first. It was going to come at some point, albeit later than we were expecting. Festi puts it wide. Gashi through the gap to Profundi. Dorley. Luca, run with me. And I know you're hobbling a little bit, but I still trust you to finish, son. Cool as you like. The swan dive. Even carrying the knock, man, I still back this guy. Yeah, I'm splitting the game time between he and Kawame, but he's still my main guy up top. I still love him. This has been a really poor game, I'll be honest here. Hardly a win to write home about, but a win is a win, no matter how you look at it. And on the back of the loss to Inter, the perfect way to bounce back. Plus, our first clean sheet in, I believe, 9 attempts as well. So, long time coming, but Fatos finally not just one up. Clean sheet, first in ages, and a big win for Udinese as well. Yeah, again, I don't mind if we lose to Inter. I don't mind if we lose to AC Milan. I don't mind if we lose to Napoli, but these are the games, man. Got to win. We've already lost to Lecce and Genoa this season. Can't afford any more slip-ups like that. Right, now bring on Dortmund. And there it is, Lorenzo Luca. What took so long? First broken toe. Yeah, I expected to have about 6 by now, probably even more than that, but even so, done for 3 months and won't see him again until around January time. But to be fair, Kawame has been just as good this year in terms of goals to game ratio with 3 and 6. And he's just come to me and said as well, boss, I really think if I don't start getting a regular game here, I'm going to need to consider my future. Well, you are going to get a regular game now, son, because I rely on you when it matters, aka when Luca is down, like right now. So let's do 2 more today then, starting with this one. Absolutely massive game, possibly the biggest game of the season so far. Dortmund away, match day 3 of the Champions League group stage. They have won 1 and drawn 1, and the only undefeated side in the group. If we are to make it through, well listen, I think Real Madrid will kick on in the second half of the group. So, with that being the case, we cannot afford to lose this, our first battle against the German side in Germany. First game in Germany, first game of the 2 against them. Forza Udinese. So here's an interesting question here. If we lose tonight, let's be honest here, even at the halfway stage, we're looking likely to be going out due to the head-to-head record, already having losses against Real Madrid and Dortmund. And we need to pip at least one of them to make it through, with all due respect to Porto. But here's a question. Would it be better to tank the group and try and finish in 3rd than give our all to try and scrape through in 2nd, going through to the last 16 by the skin of our teeth, facing a group winner in the last 16, where surely we'll be massive underdogs and probably go out? You know, we could take on someone like a Man City or a PSG or something. Wouldn't it be better to go out, finish in 3rd, and then try and win the Europa League? I mean, listen, it's big brain stuff. It's 4,000 IQ sort of stuff. But the question is, would it be the right thing to do or not? Tanking the group in order to go into the Europa League where we've got more of a chance of winning a competition. And it will be a qualifier for next year's Champions League as well, lest we forget. Zielinski! Zielinski! Oh, what a miss! Flag stayed down. Missed a target. But the conspiracy theorists out there are saying, missed on purpose. Tanking? Is it happening? Because the thing is, it's worth pointing out, if you look at the past 10 Europa League finals, 8 of the 20 finalists were sides that were knocked out in their Champions League group in third place. So, I mean, put it this way, like, it shows you that nearly half the teams that have made that European final didn't even start in that competition. They were just knocked out in the Champions League. And so it's a route to a European final. It's a route to a qualifier for next year's Champions League. I can see why, good save Gashi, I can see why a lot of teams might think finishing third isn't the worst thing in the world, all things considered. It's kind of like in the NBA playoffs. It's like, do you really want to make the play-in now? Do you really want to make the play-in? Knowing that you might go through, then you've got to face the top seed of that conference, and then the likelihood is you're probably going to lose. Like, put it this way, there's only ever been 2 times an 8th seed in NBA playoffs has made the NBA Finals. And one of those 2 teams happened 2 years ago, the Miami Heat, losing to the Nuggets as Dortmund take the lead. But only other one team had done it in history before then. I'm not saying that failures should be rewarded, but in the current system, you can see why certain NBA teams tank for the higher draft pick in the, or higher chance of the draft pick in the lottery. And you can see why. I think nowadays it may be sort of unheard and unspoken, but I think some teams probably think, guys, third place, why not? Oh, cool, wow, mate, either side could go, that's 1-1. To me, though, I want to win, and it's why I don't agree with tanking as a philosophy. You know, I discussed this in my last career mode with the Process Sixers, and we were the Process Fulham for a bit tongue-in-cheek, I know, but even so. I don't agree with tanking as a philosophy for 2 reasons. Well, one, because it sets the wrong precedent for the sport, and that is that we reward losing, we reward failing, and again, losing on purpose. That's the point, losing on purpose. I don't agree with that. I think that's completely wrong and against the sort of like the spirit of the game, if you will. But also B, as a team, because it sets a culture. Like, it sets a culture that we're okay with being a losing team, even if it's, you know, for a short-term thing with the hope of becoming a winning team in the future. It still sets the mindset, the mentality, and the culture for that team that we don't mind losing. We don't care about pride. We don't mind if we lose, and that to me is a very dangerous culture to eradicate, if you will. You might think short-term, it's not the worst thing in the world. Oh, what a save, Gregor Cabell. But to me, it sets a dangerous, dangerous culture, which again is very, very hard to shift as time goes on. Yeah, we're going to lose this game 1-0, but believe me, this isn't being a tank. No, I still want to get through the group. It's going to be very hard now, though. 3 games in, only the 1 win and 2 losses. It's going to be very hard to get through from here. To be fair, final chance for this free kick. You never know. Querfeld launches it in. Headed on. Cabell once again. Gregor Cabell once again. 3 brilliant saves in this game, man. Should have finished one of them, though. Yes! Come on! The cheat code! Back at it again! Forget what I said! We haven't lost it! Bailed out of death! Jacker! The cheat code! Udinese with 11, so it's going to be 1 win, 1 draw, 1 loss, 4 points taken for a possible 9. Do you know what? Scratch it! Scratch it! We'll still only be 1 point behind Borussia Dortmund. We're still firmly in this group at the halfway stage. I don't think the board will be happy with me. They're hoping to tank it so we're finishing 3rd and going to the Europa League. But no. Even if we scrape through in 2nd and get embarrassed in the last 16, I'm not setting a losing culture here in Udine. No. We go for the win, always. Right, let's squeeze 1 more game in then. Our final game of October. Monza at home, return to matters in the Serie A. Already 4 losses in our first 9 games and 6 points behind Roma in 4th. No doubt about it. If we are to be in next year's Champions League and we don't fall into the Europa League as a path to make it there, we need to get on a winning run in the Serie A to get back in contention for a top 4 place. Monza at home, our final game for Udinese. Hey, listen, there's a genuine argument to be made that, sorry, I've got to concentrate here, that if we were to tank the Champions League and finish in 3rd, go into the Europa League, we'd have a chance of winning that. Yeah, I'm not going to dispute that argument. I think that's correct. If we were to go into the Europa League, we'd have a genuine chance of winning it. We'd have more chance of winning silverware that way than we would by scraping for our Champions League group, because the chance of winning it, we know, is very limited anyway. But it's about mindset and culture, and this is an Udinese side that have never won anything in its entire club history. They've never won a major honour. You don't turn into a winning team from a losing team by purposefully losing. It goes against what you're trying to do. And so, yeah, to me, and it's just my opinion here, and not everyone's going to agree with me on this, but to me, what a save, Gashi. I think that's part of the reason why the process sixes have never come to fruition. Okay, fair enough, you can say with the Ben Simmons back issue and the mental health, granted that plays a part, you know, with Markel Fultz, unfortunately not developing the way they're hoping for. I'm not saying these things don't play a part, but when you have a young team and you're teaching them not to win but to lose, believe me, that has long-lasting effects on a player's development mentally. Oh, what a ball. What bottled it, 4 to go. I literally just cannot get it sorted. I don't know what it is, I just cannot get it sorted this season. I think it's the extra games in the calendar for one with this small squad, but man, oh man, bottled another victory against a team who should be beating comfortably. I don't think we're going to be back in the top 4 for next season's Champions League. Haven't got it. Haven't got it. We're a developing team, we're a young team, we're getting there, but yes. Scraping it. Christian bailing me out. Udinese win it to death. And I'll do it for today's episode of the Serie A Carimo, guys. So big thank you for watching. Really hope you have enjoyed. If you have, then please do drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day. I'll return in the next one with more big games in the Serie A. Aim to get back in the race for a European place after a stumbling start to the 4th season. And we'll have match days 4, 5, and 6 of the Champions League group stage as we'll complete it. And I ain't tanking it. No way. I'm going for qualification. Have a great day, guys. Much love. And I'll see you for the next episode very soon.